So Nick, welcome. Most people will know you because you've been racing dinghies pretty much forever. And I think you've been probably one of the best amateur sailors out there, both sailing in the OK, where you've been kind of world champion, I think 5 times, winner of the Endeavour Trophy 4 times, and some other championships, including things like the B14, the Phantom, Merlin Rocket, RS14, Enterprise, and probably many more. So, clearly you've been around dinghies for an awfully long time, and it's great that, or I was certainly delighted when I heard that at the end of last year, you were going to be acquiring a Hadron H2. So how did you hear about the H2, and what really interested you about the boat?
Yeah, I guess I heard of it, but I guess saw it. I think it's the main thing. So I can't remember which one, but one of the Winter Pursuit series, which I think is the Sailjuice Winter series, is a great way of just seeing all the different boats that are out there, as well as catching up with all sorts of people. It's good socially normally, not at the moment.
Yeah.
So saw it at one of those, and yeah, like the look of it. It looked like a really nice boat.
Cool. And actually you borrowed one, I think, I think the first one was for the Brass Monkey up at Yorkshire Dales, and I kind of, when I heard that you'd borrowed a boat and gone up there, I kind of came and joined you, and it was pretty miserable, cold, misty day, bit of a drifter. How did you get on, and what was your first impression of the boat? And then of course you sailed it at the King George Gallop a couple of weeks later. What was your impression from getting in the boat and actually having a go?
Yeah, so really enjoyed it. Yeah, Yorkshire, as you say, wasn't the day wasn't the most glamorous. We nearly didn't even sail after a long drive, but we managed to get one race in light winds and rain. So kind of the worst possible day to get a good impression, but I still got a good impression, which is great. And I think the things that stood out for me were they're just very comfy. It's nicely designed ergonomically. I'm fairly tall, so I haven't got my knees up my nose or anything like that. It's very comfy to sail, even in light winds. And then just lots of gears and grooves. So, at times you knew you got it right, it felt really good, and then it wasn't. And so it was just, there's definitely a journey there. It's not just the adjustments, it's very trim sensitive. It's very main sheet sensitive. So for what it looks like a relatively simple single hander, it's just got one sail. There's an awful lot going on. So yeah, just really interesting and felt like a kind of a challenge and something to have a play in.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I mean certainly, I was a bit freaked out when you got in the boat, and I think you'd been in it all the way from the shore to the start line, and then we pretty much had a start, and not the first beat you were gone, and that was just like, I've been sailing this boat for 3 years, and he's been in about 5 minutes and worked it out. But okay, those two kind of experiences must have had a bit of a positive impact on you, because end of last year, autumn last year, you ordered a new one. And I know you've only had it out a few times. I was there, I think, when the boat got launched at Burfield, and I know it's only been probably a few times out in the boat. Any first impressions of what it's been like?
Yeah, really good. So I've now had the joy of sailing it in everything from that light wind rainy day up in Yorkshire, now all the way up to kind of 30 knots plus. So being able to sail it in the full range, and yeah, great fun across the range. It's it's exhilarating and breeze, nice and powerful. It's got a big sail, which I like. I'm kind of in the 85-90 kilo range, so like a single hander with a bit of power behind it. Very refined, so it doesn't chuck you in when it's breezy. It's relatively stable, but you can still push it. And then yeah, as with my first sail, there's definitely a lot going on. I'm starting to try and work out mast rate and forestay tension and in haul, and there's all sorts of things to play with it. So yeah, it's just interesting journey, and haven't got to sail it as much as I'd like yet with all the lockdowns, unfortunately.
No, sure. And you're very kindly teaching me to roll tack, which is something which I thought I knew how to do after many years, but turns out I don't. And it's great to learn from someone, and it's been great having you in the class to teach us, all how to get the boat going. Like you said, I think there's a lot of gears to the boat, aren't there? And as the wind shifts, as the wind changes, the conditions change. It's one of those boats which really, you know, if you get it in the groove, it just feels amazing. And certainly when it's windy, it's easier to get it in there. But as the wind drops, you know, you have to be on top of what's going on in the boat. And I'm sure you're going to help us work out how to do that even more than we already have as a small group of guys sailing it.
Yeah, and interesting actually you say that. I remember our first tuning run we did, we went out to sea and I tuned up against, I just got in the boat and he blew me away early on. And the reason was because there's so many gears, I had my head in trying to change gears all the time. And then when I stopped doing that bit and just settled it and sailed, it was quicker. So it's finding that balance between changing gear and just sailing the thing.
No,
so,
I think you should concentrate on all the gears, Nick, because I really enjoyed. I enjoyed the first and only time I should ever beat you on a leg of a race course. It was fantastic, and I've banked it. I've taken a photograph. That's it. It's history now. Good. And I mean, we're really looking forward to having you at the 2021 H2 Nationals. It's going to be a great event. By all means, you know, I think the rest of the fleet's improving, and people are really, really excited about having you there and learning a lot from you. You know, you've already been incredibly generous with your time with a small group of us trying to help us work out how to get the boat going. Really hope that you'll join us at the Nationals, and that and then of course you'll also help us perhaps with a debriefing at the end of day one, just so that we can get your feedback. That would be smashing.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm there, I'll happily do that. I'm still, my season's a bit uncertain at the moment because I don't think any of us know quite what will be on. And I'm starting to see a bit of August, September fixture pile up because understandably events are getting postponed and moved. I mean, I'm pretty hopeful that by August, September, we'll be able to do big fleet racing. I'm less hopeful that we'll be able to get overseas, who knows. Yeah, I hope to be there, but just got to work out a few things with kids opping sailing, family holidays, other boats, crews, you know. It's like
sure. Absolutely. Well, I'm sure there's a few of us who'll be delighted if you accidentally couldn't make it. It might give us a last chance to put our names on that trophy, you know. So it will.
Well, I still think it'll be pretty open because, you know, racing's racing. It's there's never any certainty, so I'm sure it'll still be pretty open. Yeah, usually by this time of year I have a pretty clear idea of what I'm doing for the year, but some ways it's nice to just be completely fluid, and at the moment I'll be very happy just to get a club race in at Burfield. And
I know. I'm sure all of us are dying to get back out on the water, aren't we? So yeah, and it'll be great. It'll be great to see you out there. Well, Nick, thank you for your time, and thanks for your observations on the boat. We're all really excited to have you as part of the fleet. Always great to have new people come and join us. And yeah, thanks ever so much. We're looking forward to sailing with you as the year goes on.
No, thank you for the warm welcome. I've definitely felt that from the fleet, which is really nice.
Great.